ഹായ് ഡിയർ സ്റ്റുഡൻസ്, എല്ലാവർക്കും ഇസൽ മീഡിയയിലേക്ക് ഒരിക്കൽ കൂടി സ്വാഗതം. ഇന്നത്തെ എപ്പിസോഡിൽ ഞാൻ ഉൾപ്പെടുത്തിയിരിക്കുന്നത് 10ാം ക്ലാസ്സിലെ സോഷ്യൽ സയൻസ് 1-ലെ 4-ാമത്തെ അധ്യായമായ ബ്രിട്ടീഷ് എക്സ്പ്ലോയിറ്റേഷൻ ആൻഡ് റെസിസ്റ്റൻസ് എന്ന പാഠഭാഗത്തെ ചോദ്യോത്തരങ്ങളുടെ 2ാം ഭാഗവുമായിട്ടാണ്. നമുക്ക് ചോദ്യോത്തരങ്ങളിലേക്ക് കടക്കാം. ഈ ഭാഗത്തെ 1ാമത്തെ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ, എക്സ്പ്ലെയിൻ ഡോക്ട്രിൻ ഓഫ് ലാബ്സ്. Lord Dalhousie passed the Act of Doctrine of Lapse. According to Indian law, if a king had no child, he can adopt a child and restore as a successor. But according to Doctrine of Lapse, if there is no successor, the king cannot adopt a child and restore as a successor. Such a kingdom go to British Empire. So princely states turned against it. How the revolt was started. British officers showed discrimination to Indian soldiers on the basis of wage, dress and behavior. This caused spread of restlessness among Indian soldiers. Moreover, they introduced a new infield rifle and cartridge. At that time, a rumor spread that the cartridges were greased with the fat of cow and pig. Hindus and Muslim soldiers turned against British. Indian soldier Mangal Pandey shot a British officer, thus the revolt was started. Discuss the causes of the revolt of 1857 based on the hints below. Miseries of farmers, poverty of the craftsmen, dissatisfaction of kings, miseries of the sepoys. The rebellion was started by the sepoys. Poor salary and abuse by the British officers were the major reasons for their resentment. The rumor that the cartridge in the newly supplied Enfield rifles were greased with the fat of cows and pigs provoked Indians. It wounded the religious sentiments of the Hindu and Muslim soldiers. The soldiers who were unwilling to use the new cartridge were punished by the officers. Along with the kings and the sepoys, common people also took part in the revolt. The British rule had adversely affected the king too. In addition to the doctrine of lapse, the princely states were convicted of the efficient rule and were annexed by the British. This made the kings led rebellion. The salient features of this rebellion was the active participation of the common people like farmers and craftsmen. The writers could not overcome the superior military power of the British and the rebellion was extremely suppressed. Centers of revolt and leaders. The leader of the revolt at Delhi was Bahadur Shah II and Jhansi, Rani Lakshmibai, Lucknow, Begum Hazrat Mahal, Kanpur, Nana Sahib, Dandiya Topi and Faizabad, Maulavi Ahmadullah. Next question, how did Indian wealth flow to Britain? Export of Indian raw materials, salary and pension of the British officers, tax from India, wealth from profit. That the name of the book of Dadabhai Naoroji in which the train theory was included, poverty and a un-British role in India. Prepare a note on train theory. The financial exploitation of British created hatred among the Indians. Dadabhai Naoroji published the facts on the deterioration of Indian economy under British rule. He established the fact that a huge amount of money was flowing to the British every year. He proved that the drain of wealth was the root cause of poverty and starvation in India. His findings were known as drain theory. The sources of drain of wealth from India to British were in different types: export of Indian raw materials, pension and salary given for British employees, profit gained after selling British products. Next question, do you think that the famines in India were the creation of the British? Why? India became a mere supplier of raw materials to Britain and a market for finished goods. Life had become a burden when the production and distribution of consumer items like salt came under the control of British government. A huge amount of money was flowing to Britain every year. The drain of wealth was the root cause of poverty and starvation in India. Export of Indian raw materials, salary and pension to the British officers in India, profit gained through the sale of the British products in India, tax from India also led to poverty and starvation among Indians. What was the major strategy adopted in the agitation against the partition of Bengal in 1905? boycott of foreign goods, and strengthen Indian industry by consuming Indian products. What was the major strategy adopted in the agitation against the partition of Bengal in 1905? Boycott of foreign goods and strengthen Indian industry by consuming Indian products was the major strategy adopted in the agitation against the partition of Bengal in 1905. What was the idea put forward by leaders to prevent the drain of India's wealth? Swadeshi movement. Swadeshi movement was the idea put forward by leaders to prevent the drain of India's wealth. Examples of Indian industries started as a part of Swadeshi movement in this period: Bengal Chemical Store in Bengal, Tata Iron and Steel Plant in Maharashtra, Steam Navigation Company in Tamil Nadu. Freedom is my birthright and I shall have it. Who said this? Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Freedom is my birthright and I shall have it. Who said this? Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Do you think that the Swadeshi movement was a mass movement? Why? To check economic drain, the early national leaders pleaded with the people to boycott foreign goods and strengthen Indian industry by consuming Indian products. As a part of the agitation, foreign goods were collected and burned publicly. The extensive use of indigenous products by discarding foreign items regenerated Indian industry. As a result, a number of textile mills, soap factories, matchbox companies, national banks, and insurance companies were established. It was during the Swadeshi movement that the Bengal Chemical Store in Bengal, the Tata Steel Plant in Maharashtra, and the Swadeshi Steam Navigation Company in Tamil Nadu were established. Import of British goods to India steadily went down during this period. Massive participation of women, laborers, and students were another remarkable feature of this movement. Washermen took a vow that they would not wash foreign clothes. The priests swore that they would not perform rituals and prayer using foreign items. Women boycotted foreign bangles and utensils. Students quit schools to take part in the movement. Indian nationalism attained further strength from Swadeshi movement. This was a very important question from this chapter. Lal Bal Pal, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Lala Lajpat Rai, and Bipin Chandra Pal. These three leaders were together known as Lal Bal Pal. Thanks for watching. അടുത്ത എപ്പിസോഡുമായി കാണുന്നവരേക്കും ബൈ.